Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icons to miss any of the most excellent videos. In front of us we have the Duronic Hybrid. It's an AM FM rechargeable radio. I got this radio for a total of $16.50 from Amazon, and here it is in the box. Hybrid radio, solar charge, battery-free wind-up power. There's a picture of it. Eco. This is a very simple radio. It's AM FM only. I normally don't review these radios because I'm all about emergency radios with NOAA weather bands, but this one caught my eye. And the reason why it did is its size, which we'll show you in a moment. There you get an idea what this box looks like. I got their website. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up. The Duronic. Okay. Cable. See a radio in there. Box is empty. Here we go. The charging cable is a mini USB variety to charge the internal nickel metal hydride battery. The battery in this radio is fairly low capacity. It doesn't take long to charge. They say 7 hours in the book. It took mine about 5 hours. So there you go. Next we have the manual, which is really nice. Stapled and it seems well constructed. I like that in the manual. It has a picture of the radio on it. Hybrid radio. Please read all instructions before use. They got a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube account. YouTube account. Sweet. Get to go check it out. Alright. Probably all fancy and stuff. Okay, English manual. So they have multilingual manual here. So here on the front page, it has some specs. FM 88 to 108, AM 530 to 1650. We'll try to test that out. Here they give you an idea how much winding you have to do for the radio. Looks like 1 minute of cranking at around 150 RPM. That's crazy fast. Equals 20 minutes of runtime for the radio. Radio working time after 5 hours of charging under sunlight equals 30 minutes. So if you're expecting to have this out while you're out fishing or something, camping, and you want to come home or come back to base camp and listen to your radio, it may not run for very long, only 30 minutes. So you might have to use some Dynamo action while you're off the grid. Let's see, the solar panel is pretty small, 40 milliamp hour. It's pretty weak. That's why it takes so long. Here we go. Full time to charge with that panel is 20 to 30 hours of sunlight. So you got to think of 8 to 10 hours max a day. So there you go, if you have a sunny day. So radio working time after being charged fully, 7 hours of radio time. Okay. Oh, here we go. There's charging with the 5-volt USB. They say 8 hours to charge it. They give you parts lifespan, which is interesting. Switch, they rated it at 5,000 switch time. It's pretty nice. Whole unit, 5 years. Plastic parts, 5 years. Okay. It's good to know. There's our battery. Yeah, it's pretty low capacity, 300 milliamp hour. That's why I don't call this an emergency radio, because I think it's more just a fun runabout radio. Because of its low capacity, I wouldn't make this my number one choice for an emergency radio, but it is a fun runabout radio. That would be my number one choice, taking in a camping trip or something fun. So diameter of the built-in loud hailer. That's fun. That's interesting. Loud hailer. It's a loudspeaker. So here we have 40 millimeter, which is about 1.5 inches. So here we're talking. I'm going to show you a few more pages. I think it's just basic operation here. I don't think we have to worry about much. This radio is very simple. And they have some notes. There you go. We can pause and look at that. Of course, they talk about things that can disturb the signal. And I think we are done. It's that simple. They do have a warranty on the device. That's nice. There you go. 1 year guarantee. Awesome. Good to have. Again, very impressed with the manual. Next, the radio. It comes in bubble wrap. And it's red and white. I love these colors. It's actually a good color combination for emergency radios. Put it on my table. It gets lost with red on red. So I'm just going to lay down a little paperboard I got. That way we can see the radio real nice. There we go. That looks good. So here is the radio. Let's go over dimensions. It's 5 1/8 of an inch across, 2 7/8 of an inch high, and a depth of 1.5 inches. For size comparison, let's bring out some radios. I have CC Pocket. Give you an idea. This little Duronic Hybrid is actually a very small radio. You can see that the Pocket is not much smaller. It's pretty cool. I think this probably is about the same size as a Skywave. bring out my Skywave. Skywave, yeah, give me an idea. Skywave seems a little taller. There you go. Kind of get a good idea. And of course we have Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He can do it like no one can. Yeah. So a deck of cards. Pretty cool. And even if I don't call this emergency radio, I think it's cool still to have a deck of cards with it. That way if there's a power outage and you're not like worried about the weather, you just want to listen to some radio, some tunes, you got some cards too you can play. So there you go. Alright, so let's talk about features of this little radio. Right away, it's soft touch plastics. Some of you guys might like that, some of you guys may not. It's not bad, it's like a premium feel. It feels like maybe that silicone coating. It's definitely not sticky or rubberized, I don't think. So it has that better coating on it, like the running snail, those other emergency radios. This side here, okay, so we have our USB in. This is to charge a little internal battery, which is that 300 milliamp hour, 2.4 volts, I think it said in the book, with the mini USB. Here we have a headphone jack. It is a mono both ears. There's no stereo. It sounded really good. The headphone experience, I would say, was excellent on the AM, and the FM was fairly decent. Actually, if I remember right, the entire headphone experience was better than this speaker here. So if you're going to use this radio, bring headphones because it sounds much better on headphones. Just this volume control is very sensitive, so if you crank this a little too fast, you're going to hurt your ears. So pull the earbuds off your ears for a little bit while you adjust your volume before you push them all the way in. Just a little heads up. Here you can see there's a charging indicator. It's a bright blue light, and that's picking up right from the solar panel there. So you can see that. It's pretty nice, very receptive there. There's a little solar panel up on top. Pretty simple. I like how it's molded in there. It's just got to sound a little higher quality. I like that. Okay, so we have an AM FM band select switch. Pretty simple. Leave it on FM. Here we have a little speaker like I told you about. It's pretty tinny, but again, it's just a little runabout radio. I'm not worried about it, having this awesome sound for such a small little guy. This is about a 1.5 inch speaker. Here is our dial. It is a vertical dial, which I think is awesome. FM, they show it 87 to 108, and AM 53 to, obviously 530 to 1600 kilohertz. And down over here, we have a little green LED that will turn on and show that we're in tune. You get to see that when I turn it on. Got Duronic here. It's kind of infused there into the radio, which I think is neat. And then it's white paint there. Got the name. Just little signs of quality. Stands. Kind of little feet there. Inside this radio, we got our tuning knob, our volume on-off control. Back of the radio, we have an antenna. This antenna pivots. Not really 360 to the way we normally use it, but it does allow us to bend this forward. So we lay the radio down, we can extend the antenna. This antenna extends out to 14.5 inches, giving us average FM performance. On the back of the radio, we have our Dynamo crank. So we just pull this open. They say to be careful how you hold it. Yeah, it's kind of a smaller radio, so it's a little harder to hold on to. But I found it's not too bad. The antenna doesn't get in the way, and you can really get going with it. You can tell you're really moving a dynamo there. It seems like a higher quality one. So you definitely are charging the battery. And it's just spinning around. Okay, there is no way to change the battery on this, I noticed. So if you're wondering, it's probably internal. You probably have to take the screws out. And I don't know if it unplugs or not. If it does, great. If not, you may have to have some soldering skills to change it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about FM reception. Then we'll turn this on. We'll do a little audio test. And then we'll do some AM band scan. So the FM reception. I do this because I can't play music. I can't just tune through the FM band because like a good 3-second hit of good music can ban this video from different countries for viewing. So I want to make sure everybody can get a look at this video. So I do a rating on this FM. I sit down on my couch and tune the radio away, and I base it on a 5-tier scale or a 5-star rating, which fair, okay, good, very good, and excellent. This rates right in the middle at okay to good, which is really good for this type of radio. This is an analog radio. Yes, analog. It was a surprise. I thought for sure this was going to be DSP radio because all these little radios are DSP. It's cheap, it's easy, it's simple, but man, this thing is great. It's analog, it's smooth, it's great. When you see it in operation, you're going to love it. So it might be a reason why you run out and get one, just because analog is just something you don't see too often. I'm glad to see that. So yeah, for an analog radio, it got 45 stations. So I gave it an okay to good rating, which falls right in the middle of all my analog radios. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that's a great rating. FM selectivity was okay to good also. Kind of fits with that. So there you go. Analog radio, it's awesome. So let's go ahead and turn it on FM, and we'll see if we can tune in radio todderbert. It should be playing on 97.7. I use a C Crane FM transmitter too to broadcast royalty-free music to the radio. There you go. It's transmitting, and we'll go ahead and fire it up and see what's playing. Okay, here's our volume. Got our tuning indicator. Okay, I'm on FM there. There we go. No major bass here. Let's bring this down. There we go. I'll run this for a few minutes. I'm doing it in a band scan.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
There you go, you get an idea. Yeah, the radio turning off, it's close proximity to the transmitter, so me messing around touching the antenna while I'm this close causes it to cancel the frequency. It's pretty funny. I was like, what am I doing? Whoa. So it worked. Okay, so yeah, it sounds good if it's lower volume, higher volumes. It does not sound as good with anything rock and roll, but with classical music, hey, it sounds fantastic. And voice, of course, sounds very good at low to mid volume. So let's go ahead and we'll switch over to AM. I'm going to turn off my transmitter, turn off my tape player, get that out of the way, make sure nothing is going to interfere. And yeah, analog, this thing is great. So we're going to bring it to the bottom of the band here. We'll see what we can pick up on AM. So turn this up.
silo, they were talking about when are we going to talk about the dossiers? And when are we going to talk about Hillary? And they were actually talking about different officials.
It was Brennan and Clapper who opposed James Comey's recommendation that the Steele dossier be included in the intelligence report. So somebody's not telling.
This sounds like 560 WIND. Time is 9:30. This is Central Daylight Savings Time to Chicago, Illinois in the evening. So we'll see if we can pick up anything far. The sun just set.
Rats do when the ship starts sinking. But let me tell you something. I believe in an old Greek expression that the fish begins to sting from the head down, and that means simply that don't tell me the President of the United States at the time.
So this is 560 WIND, I think I mentioned.
All right, we're taking your calls and comments. 1-800-684-3110. 800-684-3110. Back on Hannity tomorrow night discussing this again.
We've had a lot of storms in the area tonight, so there might be a lot of crackling in that.
Conditions apply. All right, Austin Adams is coming on to work for Seattle. Back after this, it's 7-3 Mariners.
Hear that? That flight with unlimited with payback.
This is 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The only unlimited plan that pays you back for data you don't have.
Okay, 630. This is CFCO, Chatham, Ontario. It's 310 miles, 6,000 watts. Just coming in.
And the Brewers trailing their games in the sixth inning by identical 7-3 scores. So if the rally could be very good things for the standings in the National League Central. That an excellent opportunity back for the Cubs.
This is local 670 WSCR, the score. Maybe we had 650. Let me just kind of go back there and see if we had Nashville.
Almora at second, Schwarber at first. No outs in the eighth.
And John Weatherby at the Springer Mountain Farms Weather Center.
There we go.
Partly cloudy skies tonight. By low down into the upper 60s. Now for tomorrow, 20% chance of showers or thunderstorms occurring after 3 p.m. Patchy fog before 9 tomorrow morning. Otherwise, mostly sunny for a high in the low 90s. 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow evening before 8 p.m. Otherwise, partly cloudy with a low down to 7. Thursday, 20%
This is WSN, Nashville, Tennessee. 6:50 a.m., 434 miles.
On Friday, mostly sunny, 30% chance of showers.
Very nice.
When it is hot and humid here at the friendly confine, one of these guys clicks on one, it'll go out of here.
Back to 670 score. Again, sounds good when you're like low, maybe medium.
No outs here in the eighth. Cubs down 1-2 on. Here's the pitch to Bryant. Ground ball down to third baseline. Scooped up by Donaldson. Steps on the bag. Throws to first. Double play. And advancing to second base is Schwarber.
Come in now during Ram Truck Month for deals like no other. Right now, get 20% off MSRP on select all-new 2019 Ram 1500 Bighorn models in dealer stock the longest. Class based on light duty pickups. On oldest 15% inventory of 2019 model year Ram
720 WGN.
419 while dealer stock lasts. Offer not available on lease offers or with any other manufacturer incentive offers. See dealer for details. Take retail delivery by 7/1/19.
You learned us all that we are knowing. Never backward, sideways, up or downward, but ever onward we are going.
Well, tell me, Mrs. Nussbaum, where are you going on your vacation this year?
No place.
No?
Last year we are stopping by Kramer's Castle in the Catskills.
And you're not going back?
CFCM, Zoomer Radio. Toronto, Ontario. 460 miles. They're doing their classic radio theater. This time, between 9 and 10 p.m. Central Daylight Savings. Cool.
We are eating breakfast. Barely we are sitting on the veranda.
Yeah?
Again it's blowing the bugles.
Yeah.
They're going
I
back.
think the tuning indicator's pretty good right now.
They're coming out. Again it's blowing the bugles.
That's what they did.
Three black
And his captain, who really is a mess, as far as I'm concerned, if I can find it in time. Here it is. It's unfortunately a short Bloomberg report, but I'll do the best I can. Democrats get go-ahead to
He's not
probe
scally, I
president's
think he's
finances of
760.
lawsuit. Now keep in mind, this judge is a federal district judge. Nothing more, nothing less. Here's how they write it. Donald Trump lost a bid to halt a lawsuit brought by 201 congressional Democrats, wanting Washington federal court to require that the president seek approval from lawmakers before he accepts any financial benefits from foreign...
WJR, Detroit, Michigan, 270 miles. So it does pick up stations. This is like a fun, like I said, a fun, inexpensive little radio.
A pair of orders issued by the same judge
Runabout,
today,
no batteries required.
Emmett Sullivan denied Trump's request to halt the lawsuit so he could immediately appeal Sullivan's earlier...
Keep going at 88, 89 years old. That's a balance of nature. If they want to really enjoy some good health, get on Balance of Nature.
Experience the Balance of Nature
780 WBBM Chicago.
for a limited time. You can receive a 30% discount and free shipping on your first preferred order.
It's not apples and oranges, and that's what they make it out to be. Oh, you don't want kids in cages? Well, you're not going to protect this country from terrorists. Hello.
Okay, this is 820 WCPT. I think it's local.
Can you hang on a second? We'll be right back with Rex Hupke from the Chicago Tribune with much more after this.
He should have put the brakes on it and let the president go to the appellate level and
This might be
eventually to the
840, I'm gonna
Supreme
check.
Court. But this judge, King Emmett Sullivan, decided otherwise. This is why I support term limits for judges.
WHAS, Louisville,
In a
Kentucky.
separate order, the same judge said
I'm really loving this
lawmakers
analog
can
tuning
begin
experience. It's
collecting
great.
evidence to support their claims on June 28th. In other words, they can start collecting information on the president's...
So, yeah, it's about 300 miles away. I can actually listen to coast with this radio.
effectively his blockers appeal. The legislators...
Yeah, I don't think I'll get copyrighted for that. I think this is CGBC. Let's find out. Yes, it is. So this is CJBC, Toronto, Ontario. Again, 460 miles away. Coming in nice and clear. It's pretty fun.
Bon, vous pourrez constater que j'ai fait mes devoirs. Il ne reste rien de ma guédille. J'ai pas fait semblant de goûter pour faire l'exercice. Je suis allé au bout, puis je constate qu'il reste encore une demi qui restera pas faite longtemps. Je sens. Charles-Antoine, the legislature...
So it's sensitive, but it's not super selective. Like I can't get 870. I'm getting 890 now. You can tell by the high pitch whine.
violates a U.S. Constitution provision.
Whoa, okay. I have to mute that. That's 890 WLS. Yeah, definitely the high pitch whine coming from the camera. Let's keep going up a little bit, and then we'll just kind of speed to the rest of the dial. Gives you an idea what this radio can do on AM. It's pretty awesome. Like I said, the FM is good. But how often do you find an analog receiver in like this emergency style, crank, solar powered? You just don't. They're all DSPs. This is just a refreshing radio. Sure, it doesn't get all the stations, but it's still fun. That antenna can't be very big inside there.
When they look back and they ask trivia, who was the very first guy that Shane knocked out on his way to being the most dominant TV champion of all time, the answer will be Bandito. So him and all of his fans.
It should be 1,000 WMVP Chicago.
Put him on this pedestal and
Democrats need to find somebody who can do the same.
They do, but I mean, let's not forget too that you can take any number of people we've never heard of.
Where maybe they could have gone.
Next month. Brewpubs now open for Sunday brunch all season long. Learn more at GreatLakesBrewing.com. Hello, Tribe fans. Global Transporters.
This might be SPM 1000. I have to check real quick. It's quite a bit there. Not sure what I got there.
Global or check them out. Hey, St. Louis, it's Matt Carpenter. This summer at Chinook, you can help show the country.
So that was 1100 that we just had, WTAM, Cleveland, Ohio, and this is 1120 KMOX.
With Folds of Honor to send the children of fallen military heroes to college. Last year, thanks to you, we raised $1.1 million.
So 275 miles, not bad. And then, of course, Cleveland, Ohio is about 345 miles. Coming in like locals.
And help support Folds of Honor. Visit schnooks.com/Folds of Honor. When you look around, you might feel pride is in short supply these days. But Ford has been around for 115 years.
Let's take it to the top, and here we can hear the top there. Just kind of creep up the dial so you guys can hear. It's fairly quiet. I got the volume down.
Northernmost parts of the United States. 877-733-1011. That's 877-733-1011. I'm Clyde Lewis. You're listening to Ground Zero, and we'll be back. Afternoons on 1470 and 100.3 WMBD. This is a...
KWMBD, that's local. 1470, it's Peoria, Illinois. I see your call letters.
Debates, by the way, we will have in our second hour, the 11 Eastern Time hour, each night of the first Democratic debates, analysis of what...
Guessing KXEL 1540. Which is Waterloo, Iowa. 210 miles. Let's see what this radio tops at. 1630. Let's see what this is at. $16.50. That's what it's advertised, and that's where it stopped. Cool. So it's probably, let's see, 1650 is usually KCNZ, Waterloo, Iowa, 210 miles. Probably rebroadcasting the Cubs game. All right, cool. So it goes to 1650. There you are. So not quite the full expanded dial, but it does get up there, which is really all you need. So what do I think of this radio? I think it's a fun little compact, rechargeable radio. Just a fun thing. Now, you could use this in an emergency if you needed to. I just wouldn't rely on it. Everybody wants more features. They want flashlights. They want optional dry battery storage, which this doesn't have. It's just like a fun little thing. A little compact radio. I wouldn't mind giving this to a teen, preteen, to get them into radio. What better way than giving them a radio they don't have to put batteries in? If they want to, charge it up, they can plug it in, or they, like their phones, or they can use a Dynamo or the solar panel while they're on a camping trip. I think it's just a fun little thing. So it definitely gets my recommendation because the biggest thing, it's analog. And it sounds really good. I love tuning an analog radio, and to have a little compact, rechargeable radio like this with an analog tuner inside of it is just simply amazing. And for under $20, yeah, it's going to get my buy because of that reason solely. But if you need an emergency radio for your family, I'd recommend stepping it up and getting something probably with a weather alert, something like, let's see what I got handy on my bench. I got this, hit this out here. This is a Sanjin PRD 9W. This thing's excellent. I had the weather alert going today with this, and it was actually pulling alerts and warning me. So if you need weather emergency radio, this is the one to go with. It does take batteries, but it can charge them, which is nice. Just a cool little setup. If you need something better than that, as far as like off the grid with a Dynamo cranking that, the Kato KA500 is a great radio. And of course, any of my top 5, and I'll put a link to that video in this, one of these cards here. You'll see it pop up, and you can check out that video. And it goes over some really awesome emergency radios. But this one here, Fun, compact, loving it. So if you enjoyed the video presentation of the Duronic Hybrid Radio, please give me a like. You guys are fantastic. Number 2, if you love these kind of radios and you're new to the channel, make sure to hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of future videos, because I like looking for these type of radios. They're a lot of fun. And 3, comment below what you think about this model down below. Would you buy this little analog beauty? I would, definitely. It's built really nice and it works really good. All right, guys, take care and we'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.